Nurmagomedov is not the rightful number one contender. He does not deserve a title shot. He does not deserve to be guaranteed to take on the winner of O'Malley versus Dvalishvili. And you know where I got that quote from? From Merab Dvalishvili. Now, isn't that interesting? Because I will tell you this. What short memories we have. Have you guys ever been in a spot? If you're like a hypothetical, mythical spot, you and your buddies sitting around talking about if you win the lottery, what would you do? And then you, as a matter of virtue signaling, like to tell them nothing would change. I would do nothing different. I'd still be here with you guys. I'd get up and go to work tomorrow. Everything would be the same with me, and it wouldn't change me one bit. Have you ever done that? You've probably done that in some regard to something, and there's no level of it that is true. And first off, it should change you. For one, you don't need to apologize. You're very strange if you say that it doesn't. I'll just share with you the way other people will treat you will change. So even if it's not your doing and your wishes, you will change. But I can't help but sit back and watch and see how quickly these things happen. Guys that will stand on circumstance. They will posture from a position and a plight that they feel, and they're one of the people, and they're being held down by the man. And the moment they get there, they go and do the same thing. So Merab, try to understand, when I say he's doing the same thing, this is literal. Okay, in March of this year, UFC 299 held in Miami, Florida. Merab gets brought out. Merab is openly already declared by the promotion there to observe the main event because he will be taking on the winner. That's O'Malley. That's Chito Vera, just to remind you. So when O'Malley wins, O'Malley goes in a different direction. And he only did it to spite Merab. And he was only mad at Merab because he stole his coat. I am so disappointed that this hasn't been a built-in piece of this fight. That Merab taking O'Malley's coat is not a built-in piece of this fight. That is such a tremendous miss. We're going to the Sphere. You're going to see a level of production like you've never seen. Bigger, bright. If they don't have a clip of Merab taking that coat, come on, contact your congressman. Now, okay. So O'Malley calls out someone else and goes in a different direction. And he had an idea and he had another idea. All right, you guys might remember that. He's going to do a bowl arena. He's going to go up to 145. He's going to take on Ilia Topuria. Ilia loves the idea. Let's book the bowl arena. Let's go over to Spain. Come on up, kid. I'll put my belt up. You put most popular fighter in the UFC. I'll put the 45-pound belt up. We got a deal. There's poor Merab. Merab confronts him in the back. He literally confronted O'Malley in the back, and he said, "Why didn't you say my name?" It was like a very organic and very real moment. All promotion was aside. He came up to him. He said, "Hey, good job tonight." You know, he goes to O'Malley. Nobody said, "Wow, you got to say my name. You got to say my name. Why? Why didn't you?" And people misinterpreted that. They thought this was tough talk. This wasn't tough talk. You misinterpreted it. He was being quite literal. You've got to say my name. Why didn't you say my name? He knew the power of that moment. I'm talking about Merab. He knew nothing's done till it's done, and it's going to get made officially at the press conference right now, except you, before we faded to black and rolled the credit, just planted a completely different idea in everybody's mind. So, okay, great. I've proven my point. But here we are, and Merab is one win away from being in that position, being in the position that O'Malley was in the night he said it's not Merab, even though the company did, and even though Nurmagomedov did everything right. He's won every fight. He's done everything that he's ever been asked to do successfully, except for make weight on a number of times. But I'm just sharing with you. Now Merab's letting us know. He's letting us know. If I am champion, the very first thing that I am called upon to do, I am letting you know now I'm not going to do. In fact, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name because he's not the rightful guy. In fact, I happen to know the rightful guy. His name is Davison Figueiredo, and that is who I plan to call out. That is literally the exact same thing that happened to him. But this is common. This is common, by the way. I mean, don't think for a second that once Nurmagomedov gets up in there, he's not going to do the same thing if he can, just by example. So It does in all I mean, Merab's just created a big problem, guys. It's a big problem for me right now because I'm not sure he's not right. And I never even would have had this conversation with you guys had he not done that. Merab goes out there and poisoned the well. And now I am thinking of a press conference. Well, for sure, Figueiredo. I'm thinking of a walk to the ring, actual fight night, recognizable guys. Okay, Figueiredo gets him there too. I'm thinking of recognizable guys that have had world champions before. I mean, being undefeated is really something special. Being a world champion is really something special. By the way, at a different weight class, so now you're going for a shot of this whole two-divisional thing. Like, there's a lot of things that give Figueiredo the nod. But the conversation would not have even happened if it wasn't for Merab. And I'm only bringing to you the incredible irony that in March of this year in Miami at 299, right? You don't want the game I'm playing right now. I just influenced you guys to a degree, and a lot of you were thinking and going, hey, this Nurmagomedov, that sure be cool, and that's Khabib's fan, and he's undefeated. Wow, Figueiredo? Yeah, he's coming off a stoppage win. Oh, I remember when he knocked out Garbrandt. Like, you're starting to play it through and go, yeah, before we look to a guy who's got a beautiful ranking and an undefeated record, which sure is impressive, let's look to former world champions who are in the division. Undefeated is awfully rare, but everybody that's making their debut happens to be undefeated in the UFC. Not a lot of former champions out there. All of a sudden, Merab's got a hell of a point. And Merab would not have liked us to have gone back, played the venue game, seen if we could actually get a bull arena, tested the media out there, see if they wanted that fight. Check in with Ilya, see how important that, like, he didn't want us juxtaposing that and looking at it, even though it ended up going nowhere and it got made at the press conference. He went out of his way to say, you got to say my name, please. Why didn't you say my name? It's interesting. Isn't it interesting? And you know what, guys? You can't get this kind of analysis anywhere. You can't even get a comparison like that until I did it. It's amazing. It really is. And I don't want you to get down and grovel. I don't want you to leave comments. I don't want you to, I love you so much, Chael. Just know you're welcome.